Here's some more ideas dealing with composite functions, because this and function notation are very important. Sometimes they're a little bit confusing for students. So, kind of came up with a maybe different type of example, different approach maybe than we did in the first composite function video earlier. So let's say that f of x, this function is defined as x squared plus 2x plus 3. And again, remember this is a rule. It just says whatever's in here, I'm going to square it, plus 2 times it, and then add 3. So in general, we could say f of x, or f of something equals that something squared, plus 2 times that something, plus 3. Oops. So whatever it goes in here goes there. So let's say we want to find, let's say, f of 3. So we're looking for f of 3. So every time I see an x, I would put a 3, so that would be 3 squared plus 2 times 3 plus 3, so we just put it in the rule. What's 3 squared? 3 squared is 9. And 2 times 3 is 6 plus 3. And what would that be? Well, 9 plus 6 plus 3 is 18, so we'd have 18. There you go. Okay, now we could put anything in here, and we would do the same thing. So let's just say we had f of, let's say, instead of 3, we're going to put another function. And we know f of something equals that something squared plus 2 times the something plus 3. So let's say I put x plus 2 there. Well, we do the same thing. Every time you see an x up here, we put an x plus 2. Now we'd have to simplify that out, and we've got to work out all the operations because we do have x plus 2 rather than just a 3. So what's x plus 2 squared? Well, that's x plus 2 times x plus 2, and if you write that out and FOIL it out, you get x squared plus 4x plus 4. Plus, and then if we multiply 2 times x plus 2, we get 2x plus 4. And then plus our 3, which is our constant term. And then we just have to combine like terms. I only have one x squared, so I'll write x squared. I've got 4x plus 2x makes 6x. And then I've got 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11. That's what you have. So this is f of 3, and this is f of x plus 2. All right? Now remember, we talked about fog and goth before, so I'll just write these out again. Let's say f circle g, pardon me, of x. Then we, like I said before, I really don't like this notation. This really means f of g of x. And the other notation was goth. G of f of x. And that would equal just g of f of x. Okay, so those are our composite functions. This is the circle notation, but this is really a more practical notation. So let's say our f of x was, as we wrote up here, and let's say our g of x was the x plus 2. That means whatever I see x, I add 2. All right? Well, that's what it means. Okay, so whatever I see here, it goes here. Whatever I see here goes there. So this is saying something squared plus 2 times something plus 3, and this is just saying something plus 2. Okay, so let's figure out our f of g of x. So this is fog, but I'm going to write it like this. So what's f of g of x? So what was f function? F was up here, so we've already used it before. So something squared plus 2 times something plus 3. So plus 2 times something plus 3. And in this case, the something is the g of x. Now I'll write it an extra step here, so I'll write g of x there. That's really what we're doing. But what was g of x? G of x was x plus 2. So this is going to equal and instead of writing g of x, I'll put the x plus 2. And then I've already worked that out up here. So you can see that x plus 2 squared plus 2 times x plus 2 plus 3, we worked that all out. And we got the x squared plus 6x plus 11. So we can save a little bit of time and put that over here. So that was fog or g of f of, I'm sorry, f of g of x, fog. Okay, now let's do golf because I didn't do that up here. That's going to be g of f of x. And the g function was a little bit easier. It was just something plus 2. And in this case, what's that something going to be? It's going to be f of x. I'll write that step over here. And that's going to equal, probably should have skipped this line there so it'll be easier to see. And what was f of x? We'll go back up here. In terms of x, f of x was x squared plus 2x plus 3. And then we can simplify that. And that's just going to be x squared plus 2x, and 3 plus 2 is 5. So there's your GOF. In other words, the g function says just add 2, so we would just add 2 to the f of x. All right? So that's another way to look at it. It's the same thing, it's just approaching it from a little different direction, so hopefully that would help you clarify how the composite functions work. We'll see some more examples.